Hey everyone, if you've just watched episode 4 of It Welcome to Derry, the great swirling apparatus of our planet's function, you're probably still processing that massive lore dump about the Galloo Legend. Man, this one hit different. It's like the show finally cracked open the ancient history behind Pennywise, giving us a glimpse into something way bigger than just a scary clown. I've been a Stephen King fan for years, and this episode felt like a love letter to his cosmic horror roots, expanding on the novel without messing up the canon. Today, I'm diving deep into the Galloo Legend, what it is, where it comes from, and how it ties into Pennywise. I'll keep it straightforward, throw in my thoughts, and make sure we're all on the same page. Let's unpack this step by step, because there's a lot to chew on. First off, what exactly is the Galloo Legend? In the episode, it's presented as an ancient tale passed down by the local Native American tribe, the children of Maturin, or sometimes referred to as the daughters of Maturin. This isn't some made-up myth for the show, it's rooted in King's universe, where indigenous knowledge often holds the key to understanding supernatural threats. The Galloo is their name for the entity we know as It, or Pennywise, a monstrous being that's been lurking on Earth for millions of years. It's not a god or a demon in the traditional sense. It's more like a cosmic predator, exiled from its home dimension and trapped here, feeding on fear and chaos to survive. The legend isn't just a story, it's a warning about a fallen star that brings death and deception, luring souls into the underworld with illusions and terror. The origin story is where things get really fascinating, and the episode lays it out through Dick Halloran's shine-induced vision into Taniel's memories. Taniel being Rose's nephew, the quiet lore-keeper played with that intense, guarded vibe. According to the legend, the Galloo originated from a place called Todash Darkness, this endless void in King's multiverse that's basically the space between realities, full of unknowable horrors. It's the same dimension referenced in the Dark Tower series, where things like interdimensional travel and eldritch beings slip through. The Galloo was cast out or accidentally trapped in a meteorite, exiled as the tribe sees it, and hurled through dimensions until it crashed on Earth eons ago, long before humans walked the planet. Picture this. Millions of years back, during prehistoric times, this massive rock slams into what would become the Derry area, wiping out whatever life was around and embedding the Galloo deep underground. The entity emerges as its true form, the deadlights, those writhing orange lights that drive anyone who glimpses them insane. For ages it roamed the western woods, hunting whatever it could, but it wasn't until Homo sapiens evolved that it found its preferred prey. Us. Humans with our vivid fears and emotions taste better. Our cortisol-spiked terror salts the meat, as the kids in the episode put it. The tribe encountered it early on, losing generations to its attacks, and they named it Galloo, the monster of the woods. Now, is the Galloo different from Pennywise? Not at all. It's the same entity, just viewed through a different cultural lens. Pennywise the dancing clown is a form it adopted much later, probably in the 1800s or early 1900s, inspired by a real human performer named Bob Gray. In the legend, the Galloo doesn't have a fixed shape. It's a shapeshifter that manifests your deepest fears, a burned father for Will, a priest for the tribe during settler times, or whatever twists the knife. The clown persona is just one mask in its arsenal, chosen because clowns promise fun but hide something sinister, perfect for luring kids. The show makes this clear. Galloo is the original indigenous term for what white settlers and modern Derry folks call It or Pennywise. It's not a separate being. It's the evolution of how humans perceive and name this ancient evil. The tribe's role in the legend adds such rich layers. They're the original guardians, using their knowledge to contain the Galloo. After the crash, they discovered the meteorite shards could trap it, starting with a single dagger-like piece to ward it off. Over generations, as shown in those epic montages, they formed what looks like an ancient losers club, fighting it in forms like an elk or other beasts. By the time settlers arrived in the 1700s, ignoring the tribe's warnings, the Galloo had grown stronger from feeding on more people. The tribe, led by figures like Seski, likely Rose's ancestor, moved away and created 13 pillars from the shards encased in carapaces, turtle shells symbolizing Maturin, the benevolent cosmic turtle from the Dark Tower, who's its nemesis. These pillars form a barrier, binding the entity to Derry's limits, explaining why it never leaves. It's imprisoned, not by choice. This is a smart expansion from the show. In King's novel, it's ancient and tied to Derry from its crash, but the why of its confinement isn't detailed. Here, it adds depth without contradicting. The Galloo could have conquered the world if not for the tribe's intervention. It critiques colonialism too. The settlers' ignorance let it thrive, displacing the guardians. Maturin ties in beautifully. As the creator who vomited out the universe, the turtle represents order against the Galloo's chaos. Personally, this legend blew my mind because it flips the script. Pennywise isn't all powerful. It's a trapped exile adapting over time. The cycles of 27 years? Probably a learned behavior to avoid drawing too much attention. Feed big, hibernate, repeat, keeping under the radar so no one digs up those shards. Theories swirl. What if the military's fear weapon project unearths a pillar, weakening the trap? Could Rose and Taniel rally a new ritual like the Chud from the book? And Ingrid's creepy no-reflection vibe. Is she Galloo-touched, extended life like servants in the novel? Wrapping up the Galloo legend in riches. It's mythos, grounding cosmic horror in cultural history and human resilience. It's the same monster as Pennywise, just older, raw, and way more trapped than we thought. If this sparks theories for you, hit the comments. What do you think happens if those pillars break? One short theory I've been mulling over for the series ending is that disrupting the pillars could shatter the barrier, freeing the Galloo to spread beyond Derry, but at a cost. Perhaps triggering a cosmic backlash from Maturin that weakens it enough for a temporary defeat. This might set up the Losers Club era, where the entity's wounds from 1962 make it vulnerable in 1989, blending prequel stakes with the novel's cycles. Or if the military weaponizes a shard, it backfires, amplifying the deadlights and forcing an uneasy alliance between the tribe, Halloran, and the Hanlons to reseal it, echoing King's themes of unity against ancient evil. Either way, it leaves room for seasons exploring earlier timelines like the 1930s Bradley Gang. Can't wait to see how it plays out.